Okay, Trevor Cameron steps into the circle against Shane Caswell. The bouncing puck, and we're underway. Cameron wins the draw and pokes it in the zone. Back after it is Jason Johnson. Johnson loses it to Cameron, gets it back again. Now it's Bergeron stealing to Chris Cameron in front. He turns it around, the shot right on. The save made, and the puck in behind the net. So Massena with the first chance. Bergeron looks to center. Cameron gets a stick on it, goes into the corner. Now it's Trevor Cameron after to brother Chris right side. Here's Chris with it, looks to center. Bergeron gets a stick on it, bounces behind. He centers it right in front. They jam at it. Puck bounces into the corner. And finally, it's picked up by the Cavaliers. They try to move it out, but it's poked away, comes in behind the net to the defenseman, Chris Carr. Carr has it poked away. Bergeron shot blocked in front by the defenseman, and it bounces back to the blue line. Here's Jason Labarge, flipping it in the corner, picked up there by Eric Plumpton. He loses in front, and Bergeron fanned on it. Comes back to Manning at the point. His shot, the save made by Doldo. Puck in the corner. Chris Cameron stick handling it. Trying to bounce it, hit the official on the pass, and it's taken away finally by Caswell, and he dumps it down the ice. They wave the icing off, and Doug Cullen's going to play it for Todd Manning. Here's Manning now, ripping it around the boards for Chris Cameron. Cameron bounces it over on the other side, right side, and it comes in behind the net. Manning flipping it ahead for Jason Labarge. Labarge moves it up for the Massena Red Raiders. Labarge trying to move it ahead. Has it knocked away. Here's a chance in front, and it's blocked. It comes to Eddie Davis. As that shot taken by Caswell. And finally, Davis moves it ahead to Chris Cameron. Cameron trying to feed Trevor, but it bounces away. It comes back to the blue line and Aaron Barkley. Barkley poke checks it for Trevor Cameron, knocked away, but Jason Labarge follows up. Here comes Jason in the zone. His drive, he fires it wide, bounces around the boards. Barkley, he shoots it right on. The save made, it's covered up by Doldo, the goaltender, and we'll have a face-off. And Massena putting on pressure right off that opening face-off.
They kept 58 seconds. I clocked it, Jerry, right off the draw. Went into the game, the zone, and just for 58 solid seconds, they had pressure on IHC. And number 6, Eric Plumpton, just then, a good smart move. He tucked the puck back to his goaltender. He wanted a face-off.
Off the face-off, back to the point. Barkley to Aldis. Aldis flips it in the corner. The Chilton line out, a different Chilton line. Eddie Davis still out there. Now it's Immaculate, short side shot, save, and the puck goes underneath the goalie. It did pop back out again, but the official had lost sight and blows the whistle.
Mike Hewlett playing up in Bobby Whitcup's spot on that second unit. Mike, a big, strong youngster, just a junior. He's got to improve his skating a little bit, but when he gets around that net, he has a good scoring touch.
A good opportunity right there, and a good save. Off the face, back to the point. Barkley cranks it up. His shot goes wide. Goalie didn't see it till it was just about by him. And the puck in the corner now as Leone tries to come up with it. He's checked out of the play. In there is Chilton jamming behind the net. He kind of lost his stick. Known kind of about it, he did. And IHC moves it out. Here comes Spaziani. Spaziani, long headman pass, deflected in the Massena zone. Comes right in front of the net, but is poke checked away nicely by Aldis. And the sprawling forward, Greg Dahl, runs right into the net and knocks it off its moorings. And the faceoff will come, I imagine, outside the zone.
Yes, but an excellent effort by number 20, Greg Dahl, busting down the right side. He got a little rink-wide pass from his teammate, and he went in across the blue line, slipped it by the Raider defenseman, but second effort almost got around him. It just knocked off balance and went sprawling into the net to knock it off his moorings.
Caswell's line back out there. So far, IHC going with 2 units. Massena now with their third line as the puck slides in front. Picked up by Levac. Bounce pass ahead. Adam Morris. Here's Morris out to center ice trying to feed Mark Tayo. Comes back to the blue line. And Collins with it for Massena. Dumping it in the zone. We've got Morris out there with Kellison and Tayo. A different combination tonight, as well as we mentioned. We're going to see some. Puck whipped around the boards. Comes back to Levac at the point. Flips it to Collins. Todd winds it up. Deflects off a stick up into the wall. No, it didn't get out of the ice. Comes in behind. Bouncing behind the net. And Peter Ritz flips it out to center ice. Goes by everybody back in the Massena zone. Todd Collins back to pick it up. Here's Collins. Ripping it around to Levac, who backhands it to Freddie Kellison. Has it stolen away. Bouncing puck comes right in front of the net. But Mark Tayo is there. Flips it ahead for Adam Morris. Here comes Morris. Building up the head of steam. Takes it into the right side. Here's Morris. Shot. Save. The rebound. Kellison. Shot. Save. It's in the net. And I think Tayo got it on the follow-up. And Massena scores the first goal, 1-0, and a beautiful play. Adam Morris started it, though, and he just beat his defenseman on the left side.
Busting down that left side, Adam Morris just with a burst of speed and went partially around the IHC defenseman, got the shot off, and Doldo made the save, but the rebound came up, and as you mentioned, 2 Raiders standing in front. Mark Tayo was there, and also Freddie Kellison, and we'll You were calling Freddie on the goal?
Tile.
You're going to call Mark Tile. Okay.
We'll see.
I think I'll agree with you on that one.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. We'll wait though. You know, I've been wrong before. Off the face-off. Morris's line stays out there. Actually, it's Tile's line. Now they're going to make a change. Puck comes back out, back in again. It is Kellison. We called it wrong, didn't we? Oh well. So Freddie gets the goal.
The key move was the quick move down the left side by Adam Morris, and a great burst of speed. Set that up.
Morris does get an assist, as will Mark Tile. Off the face-off, here's Trevor Cameron busting across. Goes right by the D, drops it back to the point. Labarge, rather. Labarge to Trevor in the corner. Back to Labarge. His drive right on. Big pad save. Puck goes back out to center ice as Todd Manning tried to pinch it in and couldn't do it. Back checking is Cameron. Flipping to his brother Chris. It goes by him into the IHC zone, back into the Massena zone, and racing for it in the corner is Greg Dahl. Has it taken away by Manning. Following up on the play. The puck comes bouncing around behind the net. That was Mike Monaco. Picked up by Chris Cameron now. And we got a penalty. Guess who? Take a guess who got the penalty.
Let me see. First digit 1.
Yeah.
Second digit between 7 and 9.
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
1-8. Let me look on my chart here. 18. There he is. Terrible Todd. Todd Manning's going to get one for interference.
Yep.
He interfered with Greg Dahl as he went across the crease area, and referee Mike St. Louis right on the spot. So the IHC Cavaliers going to go on a power play here with 10:54 left in the first period. The Raiders up 1-0.
Shane Caswell, Peter Ritz, and Greg Dahl will be up front. Let's see, we've got Cameron out there along with Adam Morris. Chris to try to kill it. Puck dumped into the corner. Sebastian Bergeron is out there as well. We got 3 forwards and a defenseman out killing the penalty. The other player is Jason Labarge. That's an unusual penalty killing.
Unusual wrinkle, but here comes Coach Moore out with a couple of legitimate defensemen, Chris Aldis and Aaron Barkley.
Back in the points for Watertown, Eric Plumpton is back there along with, they drop back Jason Johnson. So they got all their guns. Back to the point, and Plumpton can't keep it in. It bounces back to the red line. Here's Plumpton with it now. His pass intercepted by Chris Cameron. And Chris was kind of surprised to get it, I think. But he's going to take it in behind his own net and then flip it out to center ice. Plumpton stops it there. A little bit of a problem with it. Now he finds the handle. Goes over to Johnson. Johnson drives it right on. The save may have been wide. Aldis picks up the rebound. Dumps it off Cameron down the ice. Here comes Cameron busting in after it. Johnson's going to get there. Wrap it around behind. Cameron stays with him. Johnson comes ahead. Adam Morris steps in front of the pass. Here's Morris. Goes by the D. Goes by the other D. Finally, he's knocked off the puck, and it slides out to center ice. And back comes Peter Dahl, or I should say Greg Dahl. Into the Massena zone. Here's Dahl with it. Drops it. Back to the point. Back into the corner it goes. Aldis throws a check. The puck bouncing around. Everybody converging on it. It flips in behind the net, and it's dumped down the ice by Massena's defenseman, Aaron Barkley. Down to about 15 seconds left in the power play is Jason Chilton coming out now to kill along with Trevor Cameron. Here comes Spaziani. Flipping it in front. They jam for it, and Trevor Cameron intercepts the pass. It goes to Levac, who moves it, not out though. Bouncing pass comes back to the point. Plumpton shot, the save, the rebound, side of the net. And Dahl had it, but couldn't find the handle. Now Manning's out of the box. He's checked into the boards. The puck comes bouncing behind to Spaziani. He looks to center, short side shot. The save made, the bouncing puck comes to Chilton. And finally, Chile moves it out to center ice. Picked up there by Jason Johnson. We have a whistle, and we got penalties behind the net, I think matching Miners.
It's going to be Greg Dahl and Trevor Cameron. They had a little set to in front of the net. Trevor had knocked him down, and Greg Dahl took exception and grabbed a hold of his stick, and the official gave him an opportunity, wanted to give him an opportunity to separate, and they kept John, and John finally said, that's enough, and bingo.
Off they go.
He's going to run them both.
4-on-4 now.
5 minutes and 55 seconds of the first period.
Not a productive power play by the Cavaliers. They were dumping the puck in a lot, but they had no one. If you're going to dump it in, you want to hustle in there and make sure that you could put pressure on the opposition's defense, and they didn't. They allowed the Raiders to turn and just fire it down the ice.
And in fact, Massena had a couple of good opportunities shorthanded. Off the faceoff, 4-on-4. Here's Todd Collins. Takes it into the zone. Poke check back out to center ice. It comes to Brian Levac. Levac at his own blue line. Moving it up, goes to Chile. Chile bounces it off a stick, and it goes up into the IHC bench, and we'll have a face-off. We're down to 8:47 left in period number 1 on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. Massena leads 1-0 on a goal by Freddie Kellison.
Early going, number 20 out there, Greg Dahl, impresses me for the Cavaliers.
Good player.
Big, tall, rangy hockey player. Seems to know what it, where the ice surface is, where he should be.
Here comes Watertown back the other way, or IHC, I should say. Puck goes in the corner, Massena zone. Levac flips it ahead for Eddie Davis. Davis goes to Chilton, bounces off his stick. Following up, though, is Levac to slide it ahead to Chilton. Good play by Brian Levac. Puck dumped back to the Massena line. Todd Collins is there, moving it ahead for Eddie Davis. Davis now fakes the pass. There's a collision, and we got a penalty, apparently, on IHC. Here's Levac cranking it up, the shot to save, and holding on for the face-off, his goaltender Daldo. It's going to be a tripping call against IHC, and I think it's going to go against Leone.
It is, Jerry. It is going to be a tripping call. I don't know if he did it intentionally, but I know Mike St. Louis feels he did. And the Cavaliers are going to, and Leone's coming to the box. He's saying, what did I do? They kind of ran into each other just inside the blue line, and I really don't think he did it intentionally, but Chris Leone is going to pick up a minor for tripping.
These guys, these two referees have a tendency to call it pretty tight, and they don't let much go by, and man, whether or not he meant it or not, I guess that's the penalty nonetheless. Okay, Massena will be on the 4-on-3 power play for 42 seconds, and then the rest of the way on the regular 5-on-4.
And Jason Labarge, Captain Jason Labarge, Chris Aldis on the points, and Sebastian Bergeron and Chris Cameron up front.
Face-off, controlled by AHC. They're going to dump it down the ice. Bouncing into the Massena zone. Cullen's way out of his net to play it ahead to center ice, and Bergeron bounces through him, but he stays with it, pokes it ahead, has it stolen away by Jason Johnson. Into the Massena zone, has it taken right back again by Chris Aldis. Aldis drops it to Jason Labarge. Labarge starts it back. 4-on-3 power play. Labarge digs into the corner, right side Watertown zone. Stops at the 45. Looks to move it around. He's got Aldis at the point and goes back to him. Here's Aldis. Fakes the shot. No, he's going to go to Labarge at the 45. Back to Aldis at the point. Now he's going to wind up, and his shot is blocked. Goes into the corner. Here's Bergeron trying to center it. Knocked down. We got two men back on the ice, and IHC is going to clear it down the ice into the Massena zone. Racing for it is Dahl. In behind the net, looks to center it right in front, but it's knocked down and bounces back to the blue line. Picked up by Trevor Cameron. Here he goes. Here comes Cameron busting down the right wing side. He's got brother Chris. Falls down. The puck bounces free, and it's backhanded by Dahl all the way down the ice into the Massena zone. Here's Aldis with it. 20 seconds left in the Massena power play. Aldis headman pass to Bergeron. Bergeron to Trevor Cameron. Here's Cameron down the left wing side now. Takes it in the zone and then dumps it in behind the net. Puck goes riding around the boards. Another penalty. And now some pushing and shoving. And getting into it there, Vince Spaziani and Chris Cameron.
And we mentioned how at the top of the show that IHC in a couple games this year, one in particular, there were 30 penalties called. Well, they're getting off to a fast mark here. This is, if I'm looking down at this will be the sixth penalty of the period, the seventh, excuse me. Matching minors. Chris Cameron and number 18 for the Cavaliers, Chris Leone, is going to visit the penalty box again.
Oh, Leone is already in there. They just called the penalty on Cameron. That was it.
That's right. Okay.
So in 6 seconds, IHC will go back on the power play again. 1-0, Massena leads on the Corky scoreboard. 6:53 left in the first period. High sticking the call on Cameron. Off the face-off, the puck bounces back to the Massena zone. Brian Levac is back to pick it up. He waits and dumps it as the penalty has elapsed on IHC, and Massena now is killing a penalty. Back after it there is Jason Johnson. Chilton trying to forecheck him. Adam Morris steals the puck right in front of the net. Morris shot, and he scores! Adam Morris on the rebound, and Massena goes ahead 2-0 on a short-handed goal by Morris. That goal, though, set up by a check by Jason Chilton.
Exactly. Again, the forecheck. Beautiful job by Jason Chilton, making the IHC defenseman cough up the puck, and Adam Morris, younger brother Jake, pounced on it and picked it up and walked in on goaltender Dan Daldo and just put a cup move on him, had him right down on his side, and faked the backhand, went to the forehand, waited, got Daldo out of position, and just slid it in the open side. Just a beautiful move by Adam Morris.
So Massena takes a 2-0 lead here. Still 1:10 left in the power play. Off the face-off, the puck dumped into the Massena zone. Todd Collins in after it. He's taken out of the play. The puck bounces back to the blue line, and it's dumped back in. That'll be an icing. I mean, an offsides. And Plumpton having a little problem finding his skates there that time.
Exactly, Jerry. That second Massena goal is 19th of the year. Adam Morris, unassisted, but I know the coaching staff will chalk one up to Jason Chilton because that great forechecking caused the turnover, and that came 20 seconds into the Massena. Actually, was a shorthanded goal, 20 seconds into the penalty.
Trevor Cameron out there now, along with Adam Morris. Off the face-off, Trevor wins it. Morris goes back to the point. Nice pass. Here's Levac shot, deflected in front, right on, and the save made by Daldo. And back out to center ice. Here comes Spaziani, poking it in the Massena zone. After it is Massena. Bounces back to the blue line and is stumped down the ice as Todd Collins did a good job coming back that time. And all the way down the ice it goes. Back after it is Daldo, or excuse me, that's Plumpton. Feeds it to the Massena line, and Manning just waits and lofts it down the ice again with about 20 seconds left in the power play. Back after is Plumpton again. Oh, he loses to Chilton, but knocks Chilton down. And the goaltender Daldo is going to play it, and now there's going to be a penalty on Plumpton for cross-checking. He gave Chile that one last shot, and that's what did it.
Exactly. Evidently, maybe down in Section 3, they haven't run into two officials like Mr. Allen and Mr. St. Louis, but these two are quick on the trigger, there's no question. And Chile went in, did a good job forechecking, almost made Plumpton cough it up, and he took exception to it. He gave him a little shot with the stick, and he's going to serve a minute and a half. And that's something you don't want to. Your club's down 2-0. Young Mr. Dalton looks a little shaky right now between the pipes, so you're inviting trouble.
2-0 Massena on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. Face off right side. 4-on-4 now for 13 seconds, and Raiders go back on the PP. Back to the point. Morris trying to flip it to Collins, goes off his skate, and IHC moves it out to center ice. Todd Collins trying to play it at his blue line, drops it to Levac. Levac flips it ahead for Chilton, has it knocked away, comes right back to Levac, and Cameron's on the ice, and Massena's on the power play. Puck goes down in the IHC zone, in behind the net. It's bounced around and bounces all the way down the ice off the stick of Jason Johnson. And, oops, they're going to call controlling with a high stick against Massena. That's what the whistle is for.
Coming into the game, the IHC Cyclones had an exceptional power play ratio, Jerry. They were over 30%. Along, we talked about the Cadets of Albany Academy, but they haven't shown us much so far on their two opportunities.
I was impressed with Albany's power play, though. Even though they didn't score a power play goal, they certainly control the puck very well on the power play. And if not for some good saves by Doug Cullen, could very well have scored some power play goals. Here comes Massena on the power play. Todd Collins with it, dumps it ahead. I don't know. No, they didn't touch it, apparently. He tried to flip it ahead so that Chris Cameron could touch it, but he didn't.
Again, the importance of that initial pass, and Big Brian Levac, nice backhanded pass to his teammate Todd Collins, breaking up the left side. The second pass from there was the one that went astray, but that's so important, that first pass when you're breaking out of your zone.
That's not Chris Cameron. That's Jason LaBarge up on the wing on the power play, which is a new combination. And LaBarge has the puck, has it poked away, comes to Todd Collins. Collins looks. He's got Chilton breaking in. Adam Morris trying to feed it to Morris. The puck sits in front, and it's dumped back out. And the defenseman inadvertently made a great play to block that pass because Morris was breaking right on the net all by himself. Here comes Collins moving it ahead for Jason LaBarge. Steps by the check. Here's LaBarge looking to drop it back to the point. Now Collins pinches in. Has it knocked away. The bouncing puck comes to the blue line, back out. Massena's got a wing offsides. Now he's onside. Here comes LaBarge, taking it in the corner, trying to feed it through to Chilton. Goes back to the point instead. Here's the drive from the point, blocked away. Comes out to center ice, and Todd Collins is there to move it back to the red line. Now Jason LaBarge throws a check. Bouncing puck to the Massena line, racing in is Spaziani. Here's Spaziani, backhander. That's a good shot. The turnaround shot goes wide in the corner. Spaziani got a great backhander off. Now Jason LaBarge ties it up and then skates out of trouble in the corner. Rips it around the boards for Jason Chilton. Back to the point, Plumpkin. Plumpkin follows, trying to center it. It goes back into the corner, and Brian Levac picks it up from Massena. In the Massena zone, he bounces it. Back to the point, Jason Johnson, the shot. and that one goes wide. Puck around the boards, comes right back to Johnson. He winds it up again, knocked down in front, and the bouncing puck knocked down in front again by Levac. He flips it ahead, and finally it's out to center ice to Chilton. Chilton racing in on Plumpton. He's got Adam Morris. Flips it through to Morris. Oh, Plumpton made a nice play to block it as he got his stick on the ice, and the puck comes back out to center ice. Here's Aldis flipping it ahead for Chris Cameron. Cameron steps by the check, steps by another check, steps by another check, has his stick knocked out of his hands. Now Bergeron is in there banging for it. Plumpton comes away with it, flips it back out to center ice. Here's Bergeron. Oh, he just got railed from behind. I'm surprised they didn't call that. Comes right back to Bergeron. He flips it into the zone again. Now a hard check thrown by Trevor Cameron. Johnson comes out of the fray, knocks Cameron down, the bouncing puck. Here's another check thrown, and finally Cameron comes up with it. Here's Cameron flipping it through to Bergeron, to Trevor Cameron. He flips it in, but it's knocked away and dumped back out to center ice. Here comes Peter Ritz. Now Bergeron takes it away from him. Flips it in the corner Massena zone. We have a whistle, and we got some penalties. We got more than one penalty. We got a bit of a mix-up behind the net.
You could see that coming, Jerry. It got so just between the blue lines here, they weren't playing hockey. White shirts were looking for blue shirts to nail, and vice versa. They just wanted a piece of each other. Trevor Cameron picked up the initial penalty, and it looks like there goes a misconduct to number 10, Pete Ritz. He's going to pick up 7.5 along with a minor. And as again, these two officials of the Lake Placid connection, Allen and St. Louis, are really quick. And I don't know what Pete Ritz said. He didn't feel he should have picked up a minor. And on the way to the box, he said something, and Denny Allen just whistled him for 7.5 along with the minor. But you could see that coming.
Oh yeah, you know where it started was Bergeron got hit from behind, and they didn't call it. I'm real surprised they didn't. And then it just kept escalating from that point.
And possibly even go back one step further than that, Jerry. Might have started when number 15, Chris Carr, almost put Jason Labarge into his own bench over there just prior to that, and they didn't call that one. So, you mentioned Jason Chilton and number 6, Eric Plumpton, making two particular plays. A great play on a 2-on-1 on the second one. The first one, Chile made the mistake that young forwards often do. It was a 2-on-1 situation, and he had the defenseman over to his side. He waited just too long. He got up too tight to make the pass to his breaking forward. He had the defenseman out of position. You have to slide that over a little quicker.
Apparently they're going to wipe the two of the matching minors and just put the one on the board. And the net result is a power play for IHC.
Well, that's, coaches don't like to see that. One, it takes the IHC coach has got to be upset. Massena had a penalty coming, and they goaded his player right into taking one, and on top of that, a misconduct.
That's right. Bergeron and Cameron go off. Holding on Bergeron.
And to IHC.
Peter Ritz getting the minor slashing and the misconduct.
Peter Ritz, he's built like a fire plug. He's short and stocky and quite feisty.
Off the faceoff, Trevor Cameron comes out of the circle. Now, how did Trevor escape getting called?
I don't.
Here comes Adam Morris. Morris gets knocked away, and the puck comes to Spaziani. Spaziani drops it back to Plumpkin. His shot from center ice goes in the back of the net. And it's free, and Brian Levac comes out of the pack, dumps it to the blue line, doesn't get it out. Yeah, I guess apparently it did come out, and now Cameron throws a check on Plumpton. Ooh.
Jerry, you did it again. Brian. I did it all last year. I used to call Brian by his dad's name. Now I've got you doing it. I see.
All you have to do is look out there. It's not Greg.
Either one of the Cameron boys coming up when they go busting up the wing, they remind me of Express, an old choo-choo. They just come lugging up that wing.
Ooh. Off the face-off, bounces right in, and Dahl got a piece of it on the pass from Spaziani and kind of deflected it, but it went right into Doug Cullen's chest. And that was an easy save for him.
Well, we've played all but 149 in the first period, and we've racked up 2 goals and, 4, 6, 9 penalties. So our statisticians are going to be busy tonight.
Well, Joey's right on the job. right on top of it. Off the face-off. Puck bounces to the blue line and out to center ice. And Plumpton is there to flip it ahead. We've got who? Kellison and Chilton now out to try to kill this off. And Kellison's got it. He busts from the pack. Here comes Freddie, and he overskated it. I think Jason Johnson knocked him off the puck just enough to force him over the blue line before the puck and offsides the call. But a good play by Freddie.
A good play, a good read by Freddie. A poor play by the Cavaliers. Their defense were split apart like the Golden Gate Bridge, and they just threw a sloppy pass. Freddie read it, stepped right up, intercepted it, and was almost home free.
Massena leads it 2-0 on the Corky scoreboard. We're in the first period, in the waning moments of the first period. About 40 seconds left in the Massena disadvantage. Bouncing puck comes to Kellison. He backhands it to the red line and picks up the puck. Here's Kellison going by one. Here's Freddie breaking in. Chilton got knocked down from behind, and there's going to be a penalty on IHC. As soon as they touch the puck, they do. And that would have been a 2-on-1 if Chile hadn't been knocked down. Cross-check.
Vince Spaziani, he might call him cross-checking, he might call him tripping, either one, but he definitely took the feet out from under Chile. As you said, would have been a 2-on-1, and young Mr. Spaziani, instead of back-checking hard with his legs, did it with the stick again, and you can't do that.
Freddie Kellison doing a great job out there killing that penalty off. Now it's going to be 4-on-4. For the next 26 seconds, and Massena will have a brief power play.
The flow has gone right out of this game, Jerry. Just penalty after penalty.
Off the face-off. Puck comes side of the net, bouncing around, and it still sits there. Finally, Eddie Davis picks it out of the circle and has it knocked away. Here comes Jason Johnson. Johnson dumps it from the blue line, goes into the Massena zone in the corner. Bouncing around in behind the net. And it's picked up by Todd Collins. Headman goes back to the blue line. Pumped his shot, deflected wide in behind the net. Bouncing to the blue line, pokes, but not out, kept in there. Here's a chance in front for IHC, but it's cleared by Trevor Cameron into the corner. Davis, and we got another whistle and another penalty.
Yeah, this one's going to go against Todd Collins, and I think he anticipated he was going to call him for kneeing or tripping. He's going to call him tripping, but what had happened, the referee... The IHC player busted in from the side, and Todd Collins met him head on. And as he started to go around him, Todd stuck the leg out, but he actually didn't get much of him. But the official anticipated that he was going to dump him, and he had already blown the whistle. So,
okay, now we're back to 4-on-4 again. Bouncing puck right in front. Dahl gets a weak shot, and Cullen covers it up. And we'll have another face-off.
And that big number 20, he just got bounced from Todd Manning to Chris Cameron, back to Todd Manning. But he's a load in there. He's not, doesn't have a lot of meat on his bones, but he's hard to tie up in front.
Face off left side, off the draw. Chris Cameron wins it, bounces it ahead for Eddie Davis. Here comes Davis down the left side. Davis gets knocked off the puck, Plumpton takes it. Davis right back up to check him. The puck comes free in behind. About 25 seconds left in period number 1. 2-0 Massena on the Corky scoreboard. Here comes Johnson dumping it in the Massena zone. Todd Manning is there, riding it ahead for Eddie Davis. Davis pokes it to Cameron, bounces away from him. Here's the shot. Cullen makes the save and sticks it into the corner. 9 seconds left. Bouncing puck. Manning runs it ahead for Chris Cameron. Here's Cameron. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. That's going to take care of the period right there. And so the Raiders go to the locker room with a 2-0 lead after 1 period of play. And
Coach John Van Brockland, he mentioned that he wanted to get Ian Lupia in there. He said both goaltenders would play.
Okay. All right. Trevor Cameron takes the face-off to brother Chris, and we're underway in the period. Chris has it poke checked away. Picking it up is Greg Dahl. Dahl flips it out to center ice. Todd Manning is there to drop it to Jason Labarge. He bangs it in the zone right on. Daldo has to make the save, and he leaves it for Jason Johnson. They try to flip Dahl ahead, but getting back is Manning. Now Dahl takes it in the Massena zone. Goes right by Manning, gets a shot off. Doug Cullen makes the save. The bouncing puck poked to the blue line, and Cullen made a good save that time. Bounces free. Here's Dahl again. Has it knocked off his stick. And the puck comes to Trevor Cameron. He bounces it off the boards, doesn't get it out of the zone. Here's the drive from the point, knocked down in front, and it bounces to the side of the net. The backhander comes right in front. They call it a goal. I don't know if it went in. Apparently it...
I don't think it did, but Denny Allen's calling it a goal, and the light never went on, and he was in a bad position. He was on the far side of the net. That one didn't go in. You and I had a better angle than he did, and that did not go in, but that doesn't make any difference. He called it, and it's going to be in there. Just prior to that, Todd Manning does not have a card in the goaltenders union, and he went to be a goaltender on Greg Dahl.
Doug Cullen just picked up a misconduct.
Well, he's probably got some justification, but I don't know if you can ever justify misconduct saying to the officials. They're going to make mistakes too, and they definitely made one there, but you just have to bite the bullet. And
yeah, because Trevor Cameron came over and blocked that puck before it got anywhere near the goal. It wasn't even close to being a goal.
No question. And in the position, the official was not. He was in terrible position. He was down on the goal line, but on the far side. Terrible position to call that one a goal.
First goal.
But we mentioned just prior to that, Greg Dahl put a move on. He faked the shot, and Todd Manning froze to block it, and he just tipped the puck right between Todd's legs and walked right around him and went in on Dougie and had him both sides, but Dougie came up big. But the Cavaliers were able to keep the pressure on, and the scramble around. Dougie was caught out of position after making the save, but as you mentioned, Trevor Cameron, one of the Cameron boys, blocked the shot, and the official on the far side, Denny Allen, immediately waved a signal to goal and blew the whistle. But
so Doug has to come over and serve his misconduct. That means that Mike Ramsdell will get some goaltending action here.
All right, so we're seeing a little bit of everything here tonight. Well, Dougie enters the penalty box, and a little bit of frustration showing there. He is upset, and I can see why he's upset. That puck did not go in the net, but it's over and done with now. You've got to forget that and just say, let's carry it on from here. And so Mike Ramsdell, the big number one, is put in between the pipes, and he's not going to be allowed any warm-up time either. So
14-17 left in the second period. On the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard, it's 2-1 Massena as Watertown gets, IHC gets a phantom goal. Now the puck bouncing around. Chris Cameron. It comes to Cameron from Bergeron, knocked back out to center ice. Poked ahead and comes into the Watertown zone. Picked up there by Spaziani, flips it ahead, Brian Levac. Levac dumps it to an open wing, comes back in the IHC zone. Now bouncing along the blue line, Spaziani flips it ahead. Levac has it knocked away into the zone. Here comes Leone, backhanding it across the goal mouth to Dahl, but it goes in front of him. Now the bouncing puck in the corner, Spaziani flipping it back to the point. Here's the shot, he fires it wide. Whistles around the boards, comes to Trevor Cameron. He throws a check, and the puck picked up there by Chris Cameron. Cameron flips it to Trevor, back to brother Chris. Chris has it knocked away, and the puck comes to Levac at his blue line. Over to Collins. Collins to Levac. And the bounce pass up to center ice. Here's Dahl intercepting, flipping it in the zone to Spaziani. Spaziani centers it right in front, goes right across the goal mouth. Bergeron knocks it back to the point. Here's the drive. Plumpton goes bouncing into the corner. Back to the other point. In behind the net, it's Dahl with it. Lost his stick. Collins comes up with a puck, wraps it around the boards for Bergeron. Bergeron flips it ahead to Trevor Cameron. Cameron to Chris Cameron down the ice, and it's going to be an icing call before Chris can get to it. And the faceoff will move back in the Massena zone.
As a goal always does, especially when it puts you just one behind that Cavalier goal, as you call it, a phantom one, Jerry, but it has spurred them on. They've really picked up the pace and had two glorious opportunities to test Mike Ramsdell, but on both occasions they fired it wide, and Mike's been in there, hasn't had a shot yet, but they've been buzzing around him.
Off the faceoff, puck goes to the side of the net. Here's an opportunity, but it's knocked down in front. They jam. And the puck pounces off a leg and in behind the net. Here's Johnson with it, flipping it in the corner. Going after it, Spaziani. No, check that. That's Caswell. Caswell gets tied up along with Hewlett. Hewlett takes the puck away. Also, Aaron Barkley was in on that. Puck back to the blue line. They delay offsides. Johnson picks it up. He's got a man breaking, shoots it. And the save made by Ramsdell with the glove. Here's Mike Hewlett. Goes to Barkley. Barkley flips it up to Eddie Davis. Lost his footing. Puck dumped to the open corner. Hewlett comes up with it, bounces it. It goes to Aldis. Here's Aldis. Headman pass to Eddie Davis. Davis has it knocked away. Dumped back in the Massena zone. 12 minutes left in the period. And IHC is going to make a line change. Here's Mike Hewlett with it. Flips it ahead, but not out of the zone. Follows up, though, and takes it out to center ice. To the IHC zone, goes by everybody back in the corner. Picked up there by Plumpton. Plumpton trying to skate away. Hewlett throws a check. Bouncing puck comes to Eddie Davis. He dumps it in behind the net. Back there is Chris Carr to pick it up there. Carr flips it to center ice. Jason LaBarge. Ahead it goes to Eddie Davis. Davis loses it. Comes to the Massena line. Spaziani. Here comes Spaziani. Poke check by Aldis in behind the net. Spaziani centers it right in front, but it's cleared in the corner by Jason Chilton. Eddie Davis picking it up. Here comes Davis. Backhander to Mike Hewlett. Hewlett into the zone, right back out again. Bounces to the Massena line. Jason LaBarge is there. Here's LaBarge in the corner, trying to drop it back. Spaziani picks it up for IHC to the blue line and knocked away. And here comes Adam Morris, one-on-one with Eric Plumpton. Now it's 3-on-1, and it's poked away by Plumpton. And I don't think Adam realized he had 3-on-1. Now the puck down the ice into the Massena zone. Jason LaBarge back after it. LaBarge trying to skate it around. He goes ahead to Kellison. Kellison loses it. Back in the corner it goes. Leone, his sharp angle pass is knocked down, and it's Mark Tayo. Headman to Morris. Here comes Morris, busting by the defense. Morris to Kellison. Kellison back to Morris, and it's poked away by the goalie back to the point. Here's Manning's drive right on the save made to Kellison in front. His shot is knocked down, and the bouncing puck, and we have whistles. And Massena with some great opportunities there, and Adam Morris started it all with a great move, but they just couldn't put the puck in the net.
Excellent, and it was enjoyable. We went a while without a penalty, but the Cavaliers are going to pick one up. I think it's going to be Greg Dahl for hitting from behind, but at both ends, great plays by the defenseman. Chris Aldis made a great sprawling. Vince Spaziani broke down the right side, and Chris Aldis dove and knocked the puck off his stick, and then back up the other way. Adam Morris, which started on 1-on-1 and developed into a 3-on-1, and Eric Plumpton made a great defensive move to foil any effort, any chance that the Raiders had. But two excellent plays, one at each end.
Trevor Cameron, Sebastian Bergeron, and Chris Cameron out on the power play, along with Aaron Barkley and Chris Aldis. Off the face-off. Here's Bergeron trying to center. It's knocked away by Spaziani, and he dumps it down the ice. Stopped by Ramsdale in behind the net. That's the first misconduct on a goalie we've seen this year. Here's Trevor Cameron flipping to Bergeron. Bergeron takes it across. Puck goes off a leg in the corner. Here's Caswell. Caswell and Cameron go into the boards. Trevor picks up the loose puck, goes back to the point with it. Aaron Barkley. Barkley takes it to the middle, goes to T. Cameron. Here's Cameron in the circle to Chris. Chris wraparound score! Chris Cameron coming out of the corner, and Massena goes up 3-1 on the power play.
And that was a low shot, one of those quarter-inch off the ice, and just a bullet in the far side, as you mentioned. Picked it up behind the net to the left of the goaltender, walked out in front on his forehand, and slid a bullet along the ice. But what led to that one, Jerry, it goes back to the pounding. The puck went into the corner initially, and the IHC forward had a chance to go in and pick that puck up, but he heard footsteps, and he shied off the puck, and he allowed the Massena player to pick it up, and that's where it all started from. And that's sometimes where you look down the road where that forechecking pays off. And we're going to have a goal change right here.
Ian Lupia is going to come in to play goal for Watertown IHC. And let's see here. Both misconducted players are sitting in the penalty box. Pete Ritz will be the first one out, and then Doug Cullen will get a chance to come out after a while.
Well, at least Dougie's going to have to serve 7.5. Mr. Ritz he had a minor tacked onto that, too.
That's right.
Those last two goals, the one early in the period, the 43-second mark, Jason Johnson, and as you called it, the phantom goal, Vince Spaziani will pick up an assist on that. That was a power play. And then the one just at the 5:09 mark, his 19th of the year, Chris Cameron from brother Trevor and Chris Aldis. That was also a power play. Put the Raiders, restored that 2-goal lead. But that all materialized by, I feel that the IHC player who had an opportunity to get into the corner, get that puck, and run it on the dasher.
Didn't do it.
He went just the opposite direction and allowed the Massena player to pick it up, and it all started from there.
So now we've got Massena with their 2-goal lead again. Jason Chilton out there now with Bergeron and Cameron, Chris Cameron.
Oh, we have, Jerry, we definitely have to make a change on this assist here. We gave it to where the downstairs. They gave it to the wrong. It goes to Aaron Barkley, number 2. Aaron gets the assist, and we want, because I know Liz keeps track of all the assists down there.
All right. Well, definitely was Aaron Barkley.
Yes.
He was playing the right point, and he's the guy who flipped it in. Okay, off the face-off, the puck comes to Aaron Barkley. Long headman pass right on the stick of Chris Cameron. He takes it in. Here's Cameron flipping it to Bergeron. Shot right in front. Score, Chilton. What a pass by Bergeron. He waited, and the goalie started to come out to him, and he saw Jason Chilton going for the net, and he fed it to Chilton, who had the open net to shoot at.
Great passing play. The Raiders gained the zone, 3 of them at one time. The IHC defense backed in, gave them the zone. Chris Cameron gained the zone, fed a pass to the left side to Sebastian Bergeron. He froze the goaltender. He froze the defenseman. And on the far side, like good hockey players have to, you have to go to the net without the puck. I heard us say that so many times. And Jason Chilton went to the net, and Sebastian put it right on his stick. And I'll tell you, you and I could have potted that one because he had the wide open net, and Chile made no mistake.
Jason owes, or Chile owes soft drink to Sebastian. Here's Aldis with it, flipping it around the boards in the Massena zone. Freddie Kellison gets upended but stays with it, feeds it back to Aldis. Has it taken away, the wraparound in front, and they couldn't get the shot off. And again, the Massena defense coming up big. Here comes Kenny. Oh, look at him go by the defenseman. Here's Kenny Smith. Center 8 to Morris right in front. It goes by him. And back in the corner is Kellison digging for it. Kenny Smith playing the wing, and he certainly got the speed for it. Now it's Adam Morris digging it out of the corner. It goes in behind the net. Morris again is digging it. Here's Adam Morris controlling to Kellison, and it goes back to the point. Aldis winds it up. It goes off the leg, and back down comes IHC. Breaking in is Johnson. His centering pass is knocked down, and it comes back to the blue line. Aaron Barkley, good job there to break it up. Aldis flips it out to center ice. Comes to the IHC blue line. And right back to Johnson. Knocked away from him into the zone. Here comes Dahl breaking in on Aldis, and the shot and the save made by goaltender Mike Ramsdell. And Aldis got back just enough to impede Greg Dahl, and he really didn't have much to shoot at except Mike Ramsdell.
Well, Greg Dahl's been in twice, and he likes that favorite spot. It seems to be right where that Indian head is on the shirt right there. He's got the head down a little bit, and there are corners on each side that Mike gave him, but he elected to go for the chest protector, and he's not going to score too many at that spot right there.
Vic Spaziani's line out there now, and who do we have out for Massena to take the fade? I don't even want to get. Oh, it's going to be Trevor Cameron. And lifted high in the air. Cameron, and it's not going to get to him.
That's that set play again. Set.
What do we got here? We got a whistle.
Offside, I do believe.
Offside's the call, all right.
That was a set play as Trevor Cameron took the face-off and drew it back to his defenseman. Now the Raiders are down. We're down deep in their own end. He broke right up the middle of the ice, and the IHC defenseman, they're freezing on the line. They're caught up in the offensive play. He broke by him, and the defenseman, Brian Levac, flipped it right over their head.
But it was a little bit, or not quite far enough, actually. Now the puck, it goes to Dahl. He dumps it to center ice. In fact, it's down the ice. That'll be an icing call against IHC. And move the faceoff back in their zone. 8:13 remaining in the second period. And on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard, Massena leads it 4-1.
Jerry, chalk one up for me. I just called Brian Gregg.
That's my fault. I'll take credit for that, because I'm the one who did it first tonight.
Oh, but that was a beautiful play. I've seen them work that before, and it almost succeeded.
Face-off left side. Watertown zone, Trevor Cameron. Off the draw, comes back in the corner, bouncing it is Gorman around the boards, and here comes IHC's Johnson breaking out of the zone, has it knocked away by Todd Collins, back out to center ice. Here comes Trevor Cameron, busting down the right side. Cameron goes by Johnson, trying to flip it free. Johnson knocks it away and turns it back the other way. I guess we could call this pond hockey right now, David, couldn't we?
Well, we're back to looking for a number again.
Here comes Trevor breaking in. Trevor Cameron. He centers to Davis, shot, oh, big save there. Nice pass by Trevor Cameron. And Eddie Davis got the shot off, but Lupia made the good save. Puck back out to center ice. Greg Levac is there, drops it to Collins, goes to Hewlett. Mike takes it back in the zone. He's going to crank it up. Big shot, and the save made by Lupia. Puck in behind the net, picked up by Chris Carter, the defenseman. He's got Eddie Davis stealing it from him. Davis back to the point. Collins cranks it up. Score!
That was another one of those low screamers. That was about a 58-footer just inside the IHC blue line, back to the point. And Todd Collins wound up and really cranked one, and it got through traffic, and Ian Lupia didn't see it until he heard the clink in behind it. Just about an inch off the ice. Beautiful low shot, and I don't know if he could have stopped it if he saw it, because it was just placed perfectly. Eddie Davis he's got to be a hard luck guy. He did everything right. Great pass. He got the deflection on it, and Lupia made a super save just prior to that.
So Todd Collins gets the goal. Puck in the Massena zone. Comes to Kenny Smith. Smith gets rubbed out of the play, but follows up and takes it out to center ice. Here comes Kenny now leading the attack on the right side. He's got Tayo trying to flip it to him. It goes off a stick. In behind the net, comes in front to Trevor Brown. His backhander is wide. And the puck bounces around, and back out to center ice it comes. Into the Massena zone. Here's Todd Collins with it. Here's Collins in behind the net. He's taken out of the play. Dahl trying to come up with a puck. Mark Tayo is in there digging for it along with Spaziani. And the puck's still tied up. Tayo and Dahl go after it, and Tayo comes out of the pack with it. Flips it ahead to Trevor Brown. Has it swept away. Back out to center ice. Here comes Dahl. And Dahl's just going to dump it in behind the Massena net. Todd Collins back after it. Flips it to Mark Tayo on the wing. Tayo gets tied up. The puck bounces free. Tayo gets it back again. This time he moves it ahead to Trevor Brown. Brown feeding Kenny Smith a little bit too far for him. Comes to Eric Plumpton at his own blue line, and he dumps it back out to center ice. Here's Todd Manning with it. Manning takes it across the blue line, gets tied up by Dahl, stays with it, comes back to Tayo at the point. Mark takes it right in the slot, feeds it across to Chris Cameron, and he hit the post with it. Puck in the corner now. Nice pass there. Here's Cameron staying with it. Here's Chris Cameron in the corner now, circling. He drops it up to Labarge. He gets hit from behind, and Dahl is going to pick up a penalty as Jason Labarge was getting ready to shoot, and Dahl just nailed him from behind.
The Raiders have really busted it open here in a short span. They had 2 goals in 11 seconds, and within about 2 minutes and maybe 30-some seconds, they've scored 3. That last one is 7th of the year by Todd Collins, and we mentioned a 58-footer, real cranker from the blue line. Eddie Davis and Trevor Cameron picking up the assist on that one. So Raiders up here with 5:40 left in the second period, up 5-1, and they're on a power play.
And Doug Cullen has served his penalty, but he is on the bench. And Mike Ramsdell is going to stay in there, and he's made a couple of good saves. Here's Aldis with it, flips it in the corner into Bergeron. Massena on the power play. Bergeron loses it side of the net, and it's dumped down the ice by IHC. Barkley out there with Aldis, Bergeron, Cameron, and Chili. Jason Chilton. Here's Barkley. Headman pass goes to Chili. He circles, drops it to Barkley. Oops, what was that? Chili hangs his head after that pass. Barkley has to come back for it. Now he goes to Chilton, and Chilton comes out to center ice. Here's Chilton sliding it ahead for Bergeron. Bergeron to Chris Cameron. Here comes Cameron busting by in the corner. Circles in behind the net. Back to the point to Barkley. Aaron tees it up, then goes to Chris Cameron, to Chilton to Cameron. Here's Cameron right across in front. Bergeron shot, score! Jason Chilton picks up his second goal of the game right in front of the net on the pass by Bergeron. Now that may have been a shot, but anyway, it ended up on Chilton's stick, and he made no mistake, and it's 6-1.
Well, I think it was a shot. They were tic-tac-toeing it, moving it around really well, and Sebastian Bergeron parked to the right of Ian Lupia. The pass came across, and he one-timed it, and Lupia got a piece of it, and I think the crossbar did. It came out in front, and Jason Chilton, who had started it out in the corner, jumped out in front. He proceeded to the net. Boy, and he didn't waste any time. He jumped on that loose rebound and ripped it upstairs before Lupia could even blink, and the Raiders are up by 5.
Okay, we have another line combination coming out from Massena. Adam Morris is going to get a chance to center here, and Jeff Tayo and Fred Kellison will be his wingers. Levac and Collins will be the 2 defensemen.
You know what?
Off the face, the puck comes into the Massena zone. Brian Levac is there to pick it up. Here's Levac now, moving it ahead to Tayo, bounces over his stick, and it comes back to the Massena line. Picked up by Levac. Brian flips it ahead. It goes to the blue line of IHC. Eric Larson is there, moving it to the Massena line, and in the zone it goes. Brian Levac is back. Levac loses it right in front for Dahl. Centering pass and the save made. Oh, boy, Dahl had another opportunity. And Mike Ramsdell stayed with him and made the save. And a bad pass came from the Massena defense right on Dahl's stick, and he had nobody but Ramsdell between him and the net, and he flipped it right into his pads.
Young Mr. Dahl's been involved in everything here, offensively, defensively. He also took a tough penalty when the Cavaliers closed it to 2-on-1. I believe he was the one that picked up that penalty early on for hitting from behind, and since then the Raiders have just gone on and scored 4 unanswered goals.
Now we've got Shane Caswell coming out. Jason Johnson and Peter Ritz will be the 2 wingers. Off the face-off, it comes to Todd Manning. Manning in behind his own net now. Wraps it around the boards for Freddie Kellison. Kellison looks up. Long headman pass meant for Tayo. Here's Mark with it. Has it bounced away. Comes back up with it again. Steps by the check. Here comes Tayo across the blue line. Drops it off to Kellison. Kellison trying to go to Morris, but it's knocked away by Plumpton. Stolen away by Morris. Kellison right in front. Here's Tayo. He turns it around, gets a shot, and nice save. The rebound sits in the slot, and finally it's picked up by Johnson, who moves it down the ice. Johnson comes in on LaBarge, gets a shot off. He fires it wide. Puck comes to Tayo. Tayo flips to the blue line, not out again. Bouncing puck. Now it comes to Tayo. Tayo trying to headman to Adam Morris. Morris flips it along the blue line, trying to chase it down, throws a check. The puck comes free. Here's Morris. Back out to center ice. Todd Manning. Manning's got a man inside. And now Morris has a little chat. And I don't know. Now, they didn't really do anything, but they're probably going to call penalties.
Well, Shane Caswell definitely should get something.
Yeah.
He gave Adam Morris a tap, and I don't think the officials saw that. And when Adam went back and had a few words with him, then the official stepped in and probably going to run them both. But Shane Caswell should get an additional minute and a half. He probably won't.
So matching minors, I believe, will be the call on Caswell and Morris.
That's right. They're plugged up 1:30 for both of them. You know, when they stick to hockey, it's entertaining. But when both clubs start playing Australian rules football, Jerry, it's it's not that enjoyable.
I was thinking along the lines of rugby.
Yeah.
A little bit of a scrum there.
Yeah.
3:25 left in the second period. On the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard, Massena leads at 6-1. That was a 2-1 game.
That's right. Jason Chilton along from Chris Cameron and Sebastian Bergeron on that last goal.
Here comes Dahl to Spaziani, but his pass goes into the corner, and Eddie Davis skates out of the pack with it. Here comes Davis going down with Hewlett. Davis to Hewlett. Hewlett takes it in the corner. Here's Hewlett now. It's knocked off the puck by Chris Carr, but Davis is there to pick it up. Bouncing puck comes all the way around the boards and out to center ice and back into the Massena zone, and Chris Aldis is going to have to chase it down. We're down to under 3 minutes left in the second period. Aldis goes to Barkley. Aaron Barkley with it. Takes it right in front of his own net and starts out right side. Circles back as he picked up Spaziani as a forechecker. He goes to Aldis on the other side. Headman. Here comes Hewlett. Hewlett feeds it to Eddie Davis. Davis takes it across. In on the right side. Gets a sharp angle shot. Where is it? Goes in behind. Picked up there by Plumpton, who flips it out to center ice. Here comes Greg Dahl. Loses the puck to Aldis. Aldis drops it to Barkley. Barkley, he's got Hewlett breaking, and he almost got it to him. Now it does come to Hewlett. He dumps it in the corner. Eddie Davis going after it, but Plumpton is there first. Davis throws a check. The puck sits. They jam for it. Plumpton takes a whack at him, and finally it comes free and out to center ice. Here's Dahl coming in on Barkley. Aldis comes back to help out, takes him out of the play. The puck doesn't get out of the zone. Spaziani, his shot and the save made by Ramsdell. And Michael, coming into some pretty tough circumstances, acquitted himself well here in the second period.
Good save. Good save by Mike Ramsdell. The Raiders are going to break one yet, Jerry. The IHC defense are staying up. That's fine if your line mates, your forwards, forecheck, but the IHC forwards are not doing a good job forechecking, giving Massena's defense time to read, and the forwards are flying right by the IHC defense.
Off the face-off, puck along the boards, doesn't get out of there, bounces into the corner again. Picked up by Levac. We got our men back from the penalty box, so we're back to full strength, I think. Out to center ice it comes. Picked up by Johnson. He's taken off the play by Levac. Ouch. Levac just muscled him out of the play, and he dumps it in the zone, Watertown end. Trevor Brown going in after it. It's picked up there by the defenseman, who tries to move it around for IHC, bounces it out to center ice, and picked up by Spaziani. Takes it across the blue line. His shot right on. Ramsdell makes the save and holds on for the faceoff. And with 1:24 and counting left in the second period, Massena continues to lead it on a 6-1 score.
Number 7 for the IHC Cavaliers, Vince Spaziani's got a good set of wheels. When he gets it in gear, he can really motor. He's had a couple of good rushes busting down this right side, and only some good defensive work by the Raider defensemen have prevented him from walking in on Mike Ramsdell. You know, the Cavaliers, if when they did stick to hockey for a while, Jerry,
they're not a bad club,
not a bad club.
They have a tendency to get out of hand, and I think it's probably hurt them in some other games too.
Yeah, they're just trying to bump to extremes, and they can't. Again, when you don't have a lot of depth, you can't afford to be taking those penalties.
Off the faceoff, here's Adam Morris to Kenny Smith. Smith and Morris busting down 2-on-1. The pass goes from Smith to Morris, but it's knocked down by Johnson, and he comes back out to center ice, loses it to Todd Manning. Manning dumps it ahead. Adam Morris to Kenny Smith. Here comes Smith trying to chase it down in the corner. He is taken out of the play, but the puck comes to Trevor Brown. Brown flips it in behind the net. And we have a whistle. And who do we got? A penalty on Trevor Brown, or is it on IHC? I think it's on IHC.
I believe it is. The Cavaliers are going to pick up another one. Kenny Smith out there, he doesn't take a back seat to anyone when it comes to speed, and he's had a couple of good bursts down here. The last shift out, he had Trevor Brown in the slot, and he didn't get the pass back to him. I'm sure Trevor had little words. He said, you know, that's a defenseman's pass. You know, get it back. And that time he had Adam Morris open, and he couldn't quite get to it. So when he gets back to the bench, I'm sure those two forwards will give him a little instruction on those passes.
That pass is on that penalty on Eric Larson. Here's Massena on the power play. Manning cranks it up, deflected in front, comes to Adam Morris. Morris takes it in the corner, looking to set it up. Goes back to the point, it's knocked away, and down into the Massena zone. Here comes Labarge, racing for it. He gets to it first, and he gets checked out of the play, but following up is Todd Manning. Bouncing puck is fired into the corner and picked up by Jason Labarge. Here comes Labarge, building up the head of steam. Adam Morris just steps by and says, go to it. In the zone it comes. Trevor Brown throws a check, looks for the puck, can't see it. Now he's got it. Has it knocked away. It comes to Morris, poked away from him, and Johnson picks it up there. Here's Johnson. Poked away, comes to Trevor Brown. Todd Manning doing the poke check that time. Back in the zone, Brown flips it in the corner. 5 seconds left in the period. Now Adam Morris throws a check, and the buzzer sounds, and Massena will go to the locker room having scored 4 more in the...
But Adam went around to all 5 of them and shook their hand. And you mentioned the good news that both Jake will be back and Bobby Whitcup back to the sectionals. The Raiders couldn't have gotten better news than that.
That's right. Adam, though, you know, I think maybe one of these games we ought to have him sing the national anthem. He did such a good job with Louis Trevino on Unforgettable. I think that he should sing the national anthem.
Another hidden talent.
That's right. Offsides called on Massena as they take it in the zone. Chris Cameron a little bit anxious to get it in there.
And I know Coach John Van Brocklin's going to say, fellas, we didn't travel 100 miles up here. Let's have one good period of hockey. Let's get something out of this trip. Let's stick to hockey. And I'm sure Coach Stan Moore said the same to his club. Let's get ready for the next game and stick to hockey out here.
Now, IHC has a game tomorrow night, as a matter of fact. In Watertown, they'll be hosting CBA, but CBA, one of the real weak teams in the league, so that's a Division III team. I don't know if they won a game this year, so it's not going to be a tough one for them. In the zone, it's Chris Cameron, steps in front of the net, shoots it, and the save is made by Lupia. Back to the point it goes, Jason Labarge. Looks like he's going to shoot, decides not to, goes to Chili, who's playing the other point right now. Chilton goes to Manning at the 45. Manning to Chilton. Chilton slides it right on. The save made, the bouncing puck in front. Manning going after it, can't get to it. Pucked around in the corner. Puck dumped back in the corner. Chris Cameron with it. The penalty is up, by the way. It comes to Chris Cameron. He circles, trying to go by Plumpton. Gets knocked off the puck, which doesn't happen all that often. And the puck comes around the boards, but Cameron's there to poke it to Chilton. Chili controls, goes back to Chris. Here's Chris stepping into the corner, back to Chili. Chilton controls it to Chris Cameron, right in front of the net. The shot, the save, Chili rebound, going for the trick, and he can't get the shot off. Jason Labarge circles out of the pack. Here's Labarge. moving it at the blue line, flips it in the corner. Bergeron to Chris Cameron, bouncing puck. Cameron has it poke checked away, goes back to Labarge. Looks like the beginning of the game. Now it comes right in front of the net, but it's cleared by Jason Johnson out to center ice. Here's Jason Labarge picking it up now, starts back the other way, goes around Bergeron into the zone. Labarge, his shot, knocked down, gets it back again, centers it right in front. They jam at it, and Chilton, he almost had the trick again, and he fired it wide. Now Labarge, throws a big check, but it'll be an elbow call against Jason Labarge. Oh, jeez. And now Bergeron gets railed, and he goes after Pete Ritz, and Ritz just came into him with a stick, and now there's pushing and shoving, and
well, what this is going to entail, Jerry, I'm sure they're going to probably get a game disqualification possibly here, Sebastian Bergeron, and
maybe not.
Well, let's hope that he doesn't. But I have a feeling that they're going to run him. Yeah, they're pointing to the gate, and Pete Ritz and Sebastian Bergeron, and that means the next game also. As you mentioned, Pete Ritz shot from behind, and Sebastian took exception to that, and he turned right around and dropped his stick and started it out with a right cross and then finished it up with a few more. And then there was a melee happened right in front of the IHC bench, and the officials, I think, are going to throw them both. We'll wait and see, but they did point to the far end. The gate's not open yet, and referee Denny Allen is over at the IEC bench right now telling something to Coach John Van Brocklen. Just prior to that, you mentioned Chile on the trick had several opportunities. So when he planks himself in front of that net, big, tall, rangy, and he's got those big elbows. He gets those out there. He's tough to move out in front, and he had several opportunities to get his hat trick, and he thought he cashed it in right at the end. But Ian...
Labarge gets the elbow call.
Well, there goes number 10, Pete Ritz, heading out the gate. And on the other side, number 3 for the Raiders, Sebastian Bergeron, is taking an early shower. So there's 2 game disqualifications right there.
That's the danger of playing a game like this.
Exactly. You've just got to... Sometimes it's very, very difficult, but... you have to overcome these things. We talked about Dougie getting the misconduct down there early on in the game, or in that second period when they scored that goal. And everybody in the place except the official knew that it didn't go in. And you've just got to control yourself there and not say the wrong thing, because, you can't afford to lose your starting goaltender for 7.5 minutes. This game tonight is not an important game, but if that happened in a clutch situation, boy...
That's right.
Puts a lot of pressure on young Mr. Ramsdell. I'm sure he could step in and do the job as he's done tonight, but still, you want your starting goaltender in there.
13:15 left in the third period, so it's going to be it's going to be a power play, because Massena picked up the initial penalty to Jason Labarge, but they're going to wipe the other 2 penalties, and so Massena's killing. Eddie Davis with it, and it goes up into the bench. So we'll face it off. That
adds a new category. We tack on another minor with the 2 misconducts. Now we have 2 majors and 2 game misconducts. So 2 new categories.
Yep, that's right. So that means Sebastian will not be playing Saturday against OFA. So Massena will be down 3 forwards against OFA. And that's going to be tough. That hurts. Off the faceoff, Johnson with a puck now. Flips to the Massena line. It's knocked down there. Eddie Davis picking up the loose puck. Looking to waste some time. Goes to Brian Levac, and he dumps it down the ice. In the zone. Back out to center ice. Here's Dahl dumping it in behind the Massena net. And it's tomahawked back out to center ice by Todd Collins. Now Johnson flipping ahead to Spaziani. Spaziani takes it in the corner. Looks to set up the power play. Back to the point. Back again it goes. There's Spaziani, back to the point. Here's the drive, and the save made, and Ramsdell covers up as he's got Dahl right on top of him, jamming at it. But Mike Ramsdell holds on to it. Good pad save by Mike Ramsdell, and they haven't dented the twines on him in his 3 appearances, Jerry, prior to tonight. He's been perfect, 100% on the save percentage. Had 14 shots on him, 14 saves, and he made a big pad save there.
Good shot by the Cavaliers from the point, got through traffic, and he got the big left pad out there and corralled the rebound.
Face off left side in the Massena zone. Aaron Barkley in behind the net. Dahl gets it away from him. Barkley looks to tie him up and kicks it free. It comes to the side of the net. Caswell trying to center it. Goes off a leg. Freddie Kellison picks it up. And we have a whistle and an elbow call and another misconduct. And Spaziani is going to pick up the elbow and then get a misconduct as well as he slammed his stick against the board.
This is just, it's poor discipline. The club, I would be very upset if I were John Van Broecklyn and behind the bench when your club picks up a couple of majors, a couple of game disqualifications, misconducts, and it's not good to put on the performance they were putting on here. You know, you're down 6-1, but you still stick to hockey. You have to have the two guys in the striped shirts call the game, and that's the way it goes. But if you're going to show or voice displeasure over every call.
So now Trevor Cameron comes out to take the face-off. And for IHC, Greg Dahl is right back out there. He's been out on the ice most of the game. Off the face. The puck on Cameron's shoulder. Finally it comes down. It's poked by Aldis. Back in the zone of IHC. Wrapped around by Johnson. Stepping in front. Davis. No, he's going to lead it. Go back to the point. Here's a shot by Barkley. But it goes up into the wall. And Aaron couldn't quite get the shot off in time for the IHC forward not to block it.
I'll tell you, IHC, they didn't have a lot of skaters to begin with. I think they had 14 skaters and 3 goaltenders. We've had 1 disqualification. I looked down the penalty box. There's a couple more planked down there. So
off the face-off, it comes out to center ice. Davis flips it to Aaron Barkley at the red line. He just dumps it in the IHC zone. 5 seconds left in the Massena penalty. Then the Raiders go on the power play. Puck in behind the net. Raiders lead at 6-1 on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard. Trevor Cameron at the blue line now takes it out to center ice. Here's Cameron. Massena on the power play now. They flip it ahead. It's intercepted and dumped right back in the Massena zone. Trevor Cameron after it there in behind the net. Here's Cameron out of the pack. Moves it out to center ice. Headman goes to Tayo. Tayo takes it across. Drops. Oops. Goes back out to center ice. Massena has to clear the zone. It comes to Barkley. Now Aaron's going to take it in the zone. Here's Barkley stopping at the blue line. Has it poked away by Dahl. Back out to center ice. And Chris Aldis comes over to pick it up for Massena. Aldis at his own blue line. Drop pass for Barkley goes by him. It comes to Hewlett. Sweeps to Chilton. Here comes Chili by the defense, and he loses it into the corner. Hewlett in there after it. Johnson takes it away from him. Flips it to Dahl, and Aldis keeps it in the zone. Here's Mark Tayo with it. Drop pass to Chili. Chili in front gets too well tied up. It comes to Barkley. Pokes at it, missed it, and back the other way comes Chris Leone. Leone taken out of the play by Aldis. Puck comes in behind the net. Aldis. Now it's Barkley starting out. Headman to Tayo. Tayo flips to Chili. Here comes Chilton back to Tayo. Across the blue line. Knocked away by Dahl. And here comes Dahl back the other way. He's going to shoot it from the red line. And it goes behind. It's still sitting there. And finally, Mike Ramsdell sees it and covers it up.
Oh, I'll tell you, he reacted well to the action around him. Mike Ramsdell, one of those 75-foot shots that just kind of caught him. He must have lost his concentration, and he got a piece of it, and it rolled behind him. He didn't know where it was. He thought it went in the corner, and he saw his teammates reacting with a lot of dismay. So he knew it was around him someplace. He didn't know where, but he got down on his behind and found it and was able to cover it up.
I see a few grins over on the bench there.
Yeah, definitely.
Of course, they wouldn't be grins if it had gone in. Face off right side in the Massena zone. Trevor Brown out there to take the draw. Off the face-off, it comes right in front to Chris Cameron. He's out of the pack. Has it poked away. Back in front, they jam. Here's a shot wide. Bouncing puck, another shot goes in behind the net. And it sits there. Chris Cameron comes up with it, sweeps it in the corner for Kenny Smith. Smith headman past Trevor Brown. Brown has it poked away. Dumped back into the corner, Massena zone. Back after it is Jason LaBarge. About 10 minutes left to play here. LaBarge drops it back for Todd Manning. Manning bounces it up to Chris Cameron. Cameron flips it ahead to Trevor Brown. Brown has it swept away again. And it comes to Jason LaBarge. LaBarge to Manning. Manning headman, Chris Cameron. Cameron ridden out of the play. The puck picked up by Plumpton, and he flips it ahead to center ice, and Mike Monaco. Monaco taken out of the play. Kenny Smith picking up the loose puck. at the blue line, slides it ahead, but it's Caswell there to drop it back to his own blue line, and it goes to the Massena blue line now. Jason LaBarge drops it over to Todd Manning. Manning goes back to LaBarge, and LaBarge starts out left side. Here's Jason LaBarge circling, moving it to Manning. Manning pokes it ahead for Chris Cameron, goes right behind him. He stays with it in the zone to Trevor Brown. He's got Kenny Smith right in front, shot. Oh, he fired it wide. Kind of a bouncing pass from Brown, but Kenny did get a shot on, and it was just wide. Now back the other way. Comes IHC into the zone. Cameron back checking, picks up the man and knocks it into the corner. Throws a check. Where's the puck? Underneath Cameron. Cameron looks, pokes it ahead for Trevor Brown. Brown and Smith move it out. Now Brown with it. Gets tied up. The bouncing puck comes in behind the net. And the puck comes to Todd Manning. Manning circles in behind his own net, looks around, flips it ahead for Chris Cameron. He just bounces it out to center ice and gets checked by Plumpton. Back in the zone is Chris Carr for IHC. Oh, his pass goes to Dahl. Dahl just slides it out to center ice. And Chris Cameron's gonna pick up a hooking call as he knocked down Greg Dahl, and IHC will go back on the power play.
No question, and you could almost see that one coming. Chris Cameron got railed down here by Eric Plumpton, a good hard check, and Chris got up and turned around, looked for somebody in a blue shirt, and the first one that he encountered, he tried to hit him, but the IHC player went to go around him, so he put the stick on him, and good call by the official. We talk about, well, we'll pick it up later, Jerry.
Off the face-off, Massena killing the penalty now. Into the zone it comes. Chris Carr trying to go through the middle. He's taken out of the play by Levac, and it comes to Collins. Collins rides it ahead to the blue line to Kellison. Kellison moves it ahead. Okay, here comes Adam Morris, one-on-one with Plumpton. Goes right around him, takes it right in front of that shot. Oh, he fired it wide. Plumpton takes him into the boards. Adam stays with it, and it's picked up there by Greg Dahl. You could almost see that one coming, couldn't you?
Yes.
One-on-one with Plumpton, I said he's going to go around him, and he did, but the shot was wide. Now the puck back in the Massena zone, kept in there by Carr. Carr takes it in behind, has it poke checked away by Levac. Levac just breaks out of the pack, flips it ahead. Oh, meant for Kellison. It's intercepted. Johnson. Here comes Johnson. Gets a shot off. It's deflected by Collins up into the wall. And with 43 seconds left in the power play and 7:42 left in the third period, Massena continues to lead at 6-1 on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard.
Adam Morris, besides possessing the great speed, he has a great change of pace. And, you know, the defenseman he just went around there is a pretty good defenseman. We saw him make the similar move against the Albany Academy, and they had some good defensemen. He did that, pulled that, I think, and it was Sprague, Stevie Sprague, and he undressed him. So he does it to the best of them.
Off the faceoff, puck goes in the corner. Aldis after it. It's cleared right in front of the net, but Massena's Barkley finds the hole and dumps it down the ice. 30 seconds left in the power play. In the corner is Trevor Cameron chasing in after it. Here's Cameron kicking it in behind, stays with it, looks in front for Davis, centers it, and Davis couldn't get the shot off. Now back the other way comes Jason Johnson. Here's Johnson for IHC. From the blue line, dumps it in the corner. Comes to Aldis. Bangs it down the ice. 10 seconds left in the power play. In the zone is Johnson. He's got Trevor Cameron, but Johnson flips it ahead. And out to center ice it comes. Here comes Greg Dahl again with it. Across the blue line, he loses it. Puck slides into the corner, and Trevor Cameron goes after it. Penalty is up. Massena back to full strength. And here comes Aaron Barkley leading the attack. Nice pass to Kenny Smith. And Smith takes it across, but offsides will be the call. And Kenny gets ridden into the boards there by Jason Johnson.
Talk about teamwork and the way it should be played. Few shifts back, Aaron Barkley and his partner at the time, Chris Aldis, played it turned out to be a 1-on-2. The IHC player came down, and Chris Aldis played the man perfectly, and his partner, Aaron Barkley, picked up the puck just the way that you're instructed, and they did it right to a T.
Caswell's line out now for IHC. Trevor Brown, Smith is out there, and Mike Hewlett. Off the faceoff, it comes to Barkley, and he takes it in the Massena zone in behind the net. Here's Aaron looking up now, starts out left side, Flips it on the wing to Hewlett. Hewlett goes to Trevor Brown. Nice bounce pass. Here comes Brown. He's got Kenny Smith breaking. Centers right in front. Smith shot. Save. Oh, nice pass play. Good save by Lupia. And they worked that just the way you're supposed to. It didn't score, but it was a nice looking play.
That was a perfect pass play. It started by Aaron Barkley down, and Trevor Brown and Mike Hewlett got in there, and Kenny Smith. But just a super four-way pass play by the Raiders. Kenny Smith had an opportunity to pot a couple tonight.
Off the face-off, here's Trevor Brown winning the draw to Smith in the slot. His shot goes off a defenseman and goes into the corner. Now Kenny's got a taste of it, David. He wants to score one here. Puck goes to the Massena line. Aaron Barkley with it. Barkley drops it to Hewlett. Mike turns it around. Bounce pass meant for himself. Comes back to Dahl. Dahl into the Massena zone. Here's Dahl breaking by the Massena defense. Well, not quite, as Aldis got a stick on it and flipped it away. Now it comes into the corner. Chris Aldis after it there, dropping it to Kenny Smith. Bounce pass out to center ice, and it comes to the IHC line. Intercepted there. Here's Hewlett across the blue line. Hewlett gets knocked down but stays with it. Smith over skates. Mike gets back up. Back to the point. Barkley cranks it up. Deflected. No! Big save there. And Lupia, I don't think he meant to make the save, but he did. And now here's Dahl from center ice. He's going to try Ramsdale again, but that time it's way wide. And the puck whistles around the boards. IHC making a change. Here comes Aldis, bouncing it in the zone. In the corner. Stopped in behind the net. Hewlett goes in after it, can't come up with it. The bouncing puck comes into the circle. And Kellison, forechecking. Chilton picks up the loose puck, flips it in the corner. But it's back out to center ice by Clark now, who's out there. He flips it to Johnson, and the puck bounces back on the blue line to Carr. He takes it across the red line, dumps in the Massena zone. Picked up there by Jason LaBarge. LaBarge hits it on the wing. Hewlett's head man a little bit too far, intercepted by Johnson. And he flips it back to the Massena line. Eddie Davis is off the bench, and he's got the puck. Here's Davis, flipping it ahead for Kellison. Back to Davis. They take it across. Here's Davis in the slot, and he just overskates it a little bit. Now he follows into the corner. Here's Eddie Davis with it, circling. He's got Jason LaBarge, but he bounces the pass too hard for LaBarge. And it goes back in the Massena zone, and LaBarge turns around and comes back after it. He's going to drop it. Comes to the side of the net, ripped around the boards for Jason LaBarge. Here's LaBarge to Kellison, out to center ice. Johnson is there to flip it ahead, or Plumpton rather, to flip it ahead to Johnson. And the puck dumped back into the Massena zone. Still 6-1 Massena on the Peach scoreboard with 4:15 left to play. Here's Todd Manning. Manning's pass intercepted, and it's lifted from behind by the Massena defense. It comes to the side of the net. Here's a backhander, and it goes off LaBarge in the corner. LaBarge dumps it around on the other side, and Todd Manning will go after it there. Here's Manning over skates. Has it knocked away. Here's Johnson, short side shot, and the save made by Ramsdale. Now puck knocked down in front, picked up by Chilton. Manning, where is it? Poked in behind the net. Now Chilton with it again. We have a whistle. And we got some pushing and shoving, and Eddie Davis grabs a hold of Todd Manning to stop anything further from happening.
Well, if he doesn't call, Chris Leone is pleading for a call on Todd Manning. We'll see if he gets it. He should have one. Todd got the elbows up, but I see that Chris Leone's going to come to the box also. And Jason Chilton was going around. You know, sometimes he's just
Manning. He got Manning.
Jason Chilton's meaner than a junkyard dog, that old expression. Sometimes he's out there, and he was just looking for someone in a blue shirt. But Todd Manning definitely, Todd, again, has that habit. Those elbows of his are so high because he's so tall, and he just upended the IHC player. He's going to pick one up. And also,
IHC picked up two.
I know Leone's one. Who's the other one? Maybe Johnson?
Yeah. I think so, yeah, Jason Johnson. So Massena will be on the power play here, 5-on-4, unless they wipe two of them. I don't think they are, though. Or 4-on-3, I should say.
One good thing, Jerry, we've got 3:42 left in this game. Only 3:42, because we're running out of, Joey's running out of places to put these penalties down.
6-1 Massena leading on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard. Chris Cameron coming out with Adam Morris. Levac and Collins will be the point man. It's Greg Dahl out there, along with Chris Carr, and I think the other forward, or I think the other defenseman will be Plumpton.
I'll tell you, if these two officials, Denny Allen and Mike St. Louis, were paid by the infraction, they'd go home rich men tonight, because
Boy, I guess so.
they're going to probably need a new P for their whistle also, because they've blown those things a lot tonight.
Chilton's coming over to apparently they got Chili too.
Well, Chili, being an innocent bystander, I would have to say he'd be a candidate for one, because he was looking down there. He and Todd Manning were looking to lay a lick on a couple of blue shirts, so it doesn't surprise me.
So now we got 3-on-3 plus the goaltenders.
My only question is, how did he escape and get off the ice before they got him over here to the sin bin?
Okay, so now we've got Trevor Cameron, Brian Levac, and Todd Collins out there. And the face-off will be in the Massena zone. We're down to 3:42 left in this one.
Amen.
Yes, it's been a long game, no question about it.
Yeah, and it's, again, this many penalties, it just takes away the continuity.
Yeah. Face-off right side in the Massena zone. Off the draw. Trevor Cameron wins it, takes it out of the zone, drops it ahead. Here comes Levac. Levac breaks in all by himself. He's got Cameron, flips it to Trevor, and Trevor couldn't come up with it. Now he gets railed. The puck bounces free. Collins stays with it. Collins feeding it to Trevor Cameron. Trevor takes it in front, then drops it back to Levac. Here's Levac. Levac over to Collins. Collins winds it up. Trevor Cameron deflects it right on. The save made. And Dahl picks it up, and back the other way comes IHC. And we're going to have a penalty. They called. I didn't see Cameron do anything.
Yeah, they both going to go. Yeah, he got the stick on him, and number 6, they've had a set to Eric Plumpton. He railed Trevor down here, and Trevor returned the favor, and he parked out in front of the net, and Plumpton was leaning on him. And when the play went the other way, they both had a little set to with the sticks, Jerry. I think it's a good call.
Maybe we ought to play 2-on-2 now. What do you think?
I think they should just turn the clock on and let it run. 3:09, and it's probably taken us 15 minutes to play the last 3.
That wasn't really much of a set to, but I guess they wanted to keep it from getting into anything else.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so it's still 3-on-3, and it will be for a while.
Got a packed house down in the penalty box on each side.
Off the face-off, Aldis comes up with a puck and takes it out. Here comes Chris Aldis leading the attack. He feeds Adam Morris right on his stick. Nice pass. Morris takes it across in the slot. Drop pass for Barkley. Here's Barkley. Shot. Score! 3-way pass play. That was nice.
That was pretty, and I'll tell you, Aaron Barkley was calling for that. By calling for it, he was tapping his stick on the ice, Jerry, and he was signaling to Adam Morris that I'm in the slot, and Adam reacted, and back the defense up, a little feather pass in the slot, and Aaron Barkley was trailing the play, picked it up and went in, and looking all the way, fired to the stick side on Ian Lupia and beat him up high. And the Raiders are up 7-1.
7-1 our score on the Pete's Jewelers scoreboard. 2:54 left to play. Off the face-off, Aldis with it. Takes it along the boards and then drops it to Barkley. Aaron starts out. Backhand pass to Adam Morris. Here comes Morris breaking in. Winds up the shot. He fired it wide. That was a bullet. And the puck comes whipping around the boards. And Barkley keeps it in. Aaron with the puck now. Steps it by. Drops it to Aldis. Here's Chris winding it up the shot. Knocked down. It went against Adam Morris, actually. Now Morris after the puck. He's like a junkyard dog in there, too. He gets knocked down. His stick held onto, but the puck whistles around behind, picked up by Chris Carr. 7-1 Massena. Here comes Carr, building up the head of steam, takes it in the zone and loses it. Aldis back the other way. Bounce pass, comes to Morris. Adam gets knocked down. Puck bounces free. He's going to pick it up and crank it. Score! Adam Morris.
Oh, boy. Number 7, Vince Graziani, put a check on Adam Morris and knocked him down just inside the blue line. Thought he had taken care of him, but Adam got up and picked up a stray puck. And again, we're playing 3-on-3, and everybody peeled off, and Adam Morris just cranked one from probably, I'd say, 40 feet out, and he just blew it by Ian Lupia. Wow.
So I think we're up back to 4-on-4 now, are we not? Yeah, so all we got are the Cameron penalty along with Eric Plumpton.
I'm looking back at our statistician, Joey, and I'll tell you, that pencil is just smoking from the goals and the penalties.
Joey's earning his money tonight. Off the face-off. Puck back to the Massena line. Collins has it knocked away by Dahl. Here's Dahl breaking in. Can he get the shot off? It's knocked down in front. It goes into the corner. Collins flips it in behind the net. Now Levac throws a check. The puck bounces along the boards. They jam for it. Oh, a bunch of hard checks thrown. Here's a shot across the open goal mouth. It goes into the corner. Greg Dahl with it. Flips it in behind the net. Brian Levac is there. He gets tied up by Jason Johnson. They both jam for the puck. Levac trying to move it with his glove. He does. They didn't call it either. And here comes Massena breaking out of the pack. Here is Kellison, stick handling, drops it to Tayo. Mark shot, no to Kellison. Oh, and Freddie missed the wide open net. Here's Mark Tayo. Tayo drops it to the point. He goes out to center ice. Freddie will never get an easier chance than that.
Oh, no, that's the one standing on the end of the pier and firing it in the ocean, and he missed the ocean.
Oh, poor Freddie. Here's Tayo poking it away. He gets knocked down, though. And the puck comes to Dahl. He doesn't get it out of the zone. Freddie picks it up. Kellison to Tayo. Stick handle's right in front. It's knocked in behind. Here's Kellison with it to Tayo. Tayo gets tied up, and the puck bounces free to Dahl. Dahl flips it ahead for Johnson, and everybody's back to full strength. Under a minute to play. Shot from center ice bounces into the corner. T. Cameron picking it up there. Cameron flipping, doesn't get it out of the zone. Throws a check, though, and the puck comes to Aldis. He bangs it out to center ice. Here's Mark Tayo with it. He's been out there for a while. Now he wants off. And with 20 seconds left to play, Trevor Cameron picks it. Oh, what a check there. Plumpton and Cameron go together. The puck comes to Barkley. Here's Aaron right in front to Trevor Brown. He can't get the shot off, and it's underneath the goalie. Whoa, what a check thrown as Cameron and Plumpton run into each other. And neither of them went down either.
That's chapter 17 of tonight's episode between those two. And the chapter 16 was when they ended up in the penalty box. And they just stepped out, and again, they were looking for each other. And okay, Trevor, Coach Moore's going to take him off, and that's good. Plumpton's still staying out there, but his adversary is gone.
Off the face-off, puck in front. Trevor Brown can't come up with it. Here comes Plumpton. And a 3-on-2. Plumpton decides to shoot from center ice as the buzzer sounds, and Massena wins it 8-1. It was not pretty.
No, it wasn't, Jerry. I don't know what IC got out of it. I'm not sure what Massena got out of it. It was a game, but a lot of penalties. We talked before, the continuity not there. It was 2-1, close for a while. Then the Cavaliers took a foolish penalty, and the Raiders turned their game up a notch and really started filling the net with pucks. They scored 6 more after that and had numerous opportunities. A lot of penalties. I'll see when Joey totals them up what the final result. But too many penalties for a high school hockey game. I just hate to see that. But anyway, both clubs out here. It's all over, shaking hands. Coach John Van Brocklin going through the line, Coach Stan Moore. So we'll see if they gain something from that.